In a lively town nestled among rolling hills and rivers, a young man named Arata lived a life filled with dreams and promises. His days were brightened by the presence of Hannah, a woman he had loved with all his heart. To Arata, Hannah was more than a companion. She was his source of joy, his partner in every dream. Together, they envisioned a future of shared laughter, a small home by the river, and a garden filled with the blossoms of their love. But life, as it often does, had other plans. One day, Hannah told Arata that her heart had changed. She no longer saw the life they had dreamed of together. Her voice trembled as she explained her need to leave, but her decision was firm. Arata watched her walk away, the sound of her footsteps fading into the distance, leaving a void in his chest that he could not fill. In the days that followed, Arata was consumed by sorrow. Every corner of the town reminded him of her. The market where they had shared laughter, the riverside where they had walked hand in hand, the songs they had sung under the stars. His friends tried to comfort him, but their words felt hollow, unable to reach the depths of his despair. "I must find peace," Arata thought one evening as he sat by the river, watching its waters flow endlessly. He had heard tales of a wise monk named Master Takumi, who lived in a monastery high in the mountains. It was said that Master Takumi had guided many lost souls back to the light. With nothing to lose, Arata decided to seek his wisdom. The journey to the monastery was long and arduous. The path wound through dense forests and steep cliffs, but Arata pressed on, his heart heavy with hope and pain. When he finally arrived, the monastery stood bathed in the golden light of sunset, its serene walls offering a quiet promise of solace. Master Takumi was seated by a stream near the monastery's entrance, his robe blending with the earthy tones of the surroundings. His presence exuded a calm that immediately struck Arata. The monk looked up and gestured for the young man to sit beside him. "Tell me," Master Takumi said in a voice as soothing as the stream's murmur, "what burdens your heart?" Arata hesitated, his throat tightening. But the monk's gentle gaze encouraged him, and the words poured out. "Master, I have lost someone I loved deeply. She left me, and now my world feels empty. I am unable to find peace. My thoughts are consumed by her, and the pain feels unbearable. How can I move forward when my heart is so broken?" Master Takumi nodded slowly, his expression thoughtful. He reached down and picked up a small leaf, placing it on the surface of the stream. The leaf swirled and bobbed before being carried away by the current. "Do you see the leaf, Arata?" "Yes," Arata replied, unsure of its meaning. "This leaf does not resist the river's flow," the monk explained. "It moves with it, trusting the current to take it where it must go. Your heart is like this leaf. It clings to what was, resisting the natural flow of life. Let go and you will find peace." "But Master," Arata said, his voice quivering, "how can I let go of someone who meant everything to me? How can I forget her?" The monk turned to him, his gaze steady yet kind. "Letting go does not mean forgetting. It means accepting. Come, there is something I wish to show you." Master Takumi led Arata up a narrow path to a cliff overlooking the valley. Below them, the river wound its way through the land, shimmering in the fading light. "Do you see the river?" the monk asked. Arata said, staring at its relentless flow. "This river flows constantly, never stopping, never turning back," Master Takumi continued. "Yet it is always here, always moving forward. Your life is like this river. Heartbreak is but a bend in the current, a moment of turbulence. It feels overwhelming now, but the river always finds its way." Arata stood silently, the monk's words stirring something within him. "But what if I don't want to move forward? What if I want things to be as they were?" Master Takumi smiled gently. "Come back tomorrow morning," he said. "There is more I wish to show you." That night, Arata stayed at the monastery, though sleep eluded him. He lay awake, replaying the monk's words and the memories of Hannah that still clung to his heart. The next morning, as the first light of dawn painted the sky, Arata returned to the cliff. Master Takumi was waiting for him, holding a small jar filled with water. "Shake this jar," the monk instructed. Arata did as he was told, and the water inside became murky with sediment. "Now place it on the ground and wait," Master Takumi said. Arata set the jar down. Slowly, as the moments passed, the sediment settled, and the water became clear again. "You see," the monk said, "when your heart is stirred by pain, it becomes cloudy with sorrow. But if you are still and patient, clarity will return. Do not force yourself to forget or to heal quickly. Be gentle with your heart, and it will find its peace." The monk's words resonated deeply with Arata. He spent the next few weeks at the monastery, learning to sit in stillness by the stream and meditate beneath the swaying bamboo. Each day, he observed the river, its flow reflecting the wisdom Master Takumi's teachings. Slowly, Arata began to release his grip on the past. He allowed himself to feel his pain, not as an enemy but as a companion on his journey. The ache in his chest began to soften, like snow melting under the warm embrace of spring. One day, as Arata walked along the riverbank, he noticed a small flower blooming between the rocks. Its petals were delicate yet vibrant, a testament to life's resilience. He knelt down to study it, realizing that he, too, could grow amidst the harshest conditions. Arata began to rebuild his life, not by erasing the memory of Hana, but by integrating it into his story. He poured his energy into his work, reconnected with old friends, and found joy in the simple beauty of each day. The river's gentle whispers became his guide, reminding him that life, like its flow, was ever changing and unstoppable. Months later, Arata returned to the monastery to thank Master Takumi. "Master," he said, bowing deeply, "your guidance has brought me peace. I have learned to let go and to trust the flow of life. But tell me, does the pain ever truly go away?" Master Takumi smiled, his eyes sparkling with wisdom. "Pain leaves its mark like a stone shaped by the river's current, but it is not a wound to carry forever. It is a lesson, a reminder of your capacity to love and to grow. The river does not mourn the rocks it passes. It embraces them, and in doing so, it becomes stronger." Arata nodded, understanding at last. He stood by the stream once more, watching the water dance over the stones. The river's whisper seemed to echo in his heart, a song of resilience, acceptance, and hope. From that day forward, Arata lived with a renewed sense of purpose. He knew that life would bring bends and turbulence, but it would also bring beauty and growth. In the flow of time, he had found solace, and in the stillness of his heart, he had found peace.